So I want to talk about this season. I'm so excited for the show every time it comes out. And I have to ask too, like, is it when you open the script, are you just looking for like, do you look for specific kind of moments? Do you look
My
for
line,
the
my line, my
Oh, it's not just like the meta. Okay, we're gonna do a thing about metaphors nonstop. All right, we're gonna have like 5 minutes of us doing metaphors back and forth, or
Well,
titles
Tyler
of.
gets out the dictionary first, right? Is that your first move?
My first move is open a script, pure anxiety. What are these words? I don't know any of these words. And we like to we like to be surprised. Jared doesn't really tell us what's going on until we get the scripts. So usually we get spoilers through our costume department. They'll call and they'll be like, "Hey, so what do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what's going on." But apparently Stewart will have a red suit this year, and then next season it will be a gold suit, and then it will be a green suit. So I can kind of decipher what's going on by the color of Stewart's suits.
Red, green, and gold.
We had
Right.
red for Valentine's.
It's like Santa with pizzazz.
Jukebox.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Green.
It's true. That and Spotify. We open up a dictionary to get the words, and then we open up Spotify to figure out who all these artists are that we're referring to.
Oh yeah.
And these various super subgenres that we've never heard of that Trevor Risk throws in, one of the writers. He's a DJ in Vancouver, so you know.
So I have to ask, have you spent time in front of a mirror doing all the different Roald Stewarts? You're like, this is Stewart if he's hungry, but Stewart if he's sad, or this is Stewart if he's being, kind of grumpy. Like, how many different Stewarts do you think you've done now?
Fair question. We have a lot of prep for the actual lines. Those big complicated phrasings and stuff. And then the Stewarts are from a guttural, they're from a really real place inside here, based on my reaction, whatever Ty is doing. And Ty is like very wonderful at staying in character and doing something really easy to work off of. So my Sturt will just be a direct reflection of how I feel Roald is perceiving Sturt at the time.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. If Roald makes me proud, it might be a nice Roald. And if he pisses me
that
off,
feels good just to hear right now. I mean,
it might be more of like a Roald, hit the hard D at the end. I mean, there's this great compilation of Roald on YouTube, all the ways he says Stewart, and there's hundreds of them. It's you gotta find it on YouTube. There's some compilation out there.
I'm surprised there isn't a whole EDM track of just that as the beat. Stewart, and just kind of going on and on and on. So YouTube, get on that.
I mean, if this isn't an invitation to try, I'll share the best one for sure.
That would be funny.
Right. Well, and I always enjoyed too, not only the way they work together, but also the Star Wars-ish kind of like control thing too. Do you guys play around with that too, or is it just like in the moment and you work off each other, or do you always like, oh, you're gonna jump this way, or how's that work out?
It happens quite naturally. Again, we get really used to the scene. We know the lines. We know what's happening. And then Evan and I like to insert our own little ideas and character choices and stuff like that. The Star Wars thing happened just naturally one time. We were just messing around. And then Jacob wanted us to put it back in. And then this recent season was an opportunity for us to use the Force again. So sometimes we just find weird things and then bring them back throughout the episodes in the season. It's sort of like a weird Easter egg sort of thing.
And talking when it comes to Stewart himself, like how happy are you with the arc that was gone with Stewart? Of course he doesn't get Katie, but they've given him a pretty big appendage, let's just say. Also, and we're gonna get into a little bit of spoiler territory, so if you haven't watched, come back. But they've also made, really gone into how yoked you've become and strength and muscle mass and stuff too. So I think you're kind of on the up path always, it seems like, right?
I appreciate that. I mean, Jared, I said to Jared, the creator, I'm like, you got to give us something. You got to give us something. No, it's been really cool being a part of this skid faction in particular, because we never really know where it's going to go. And, we were selling drugs and cigarettes the first couple seasons, and then I had my heart broken, and then we tried to throw the rave, and then, we put on some weight for the recent seasons, and now we're a DJing duo. we have no idea where the season's going to take us when we get the scripts, but I'm certainly happy to be along for the ride, and it's been fun to explore all sorts of sides of Stewart, and not just the ridiculous clown stuff.
All right, so we have to ask the question, in your mind, give me a number. How big do you think Stewart's member is? Do you have a number? Because Roald keeps on making it bigger and bigger every time he talks about it. He's like, no, it's bigger than that. Oh, it's bigger than that. Have you guys?
I think Roald sees it as like a column. Roald sees it as like a Greek column that's made of marble and impenetrable. Wait.
Has there
Maybe
been
the
a
wrong word.
conversation on what they think the number is, like how big it is? Has someone said?
We don't.
I thought you and Keith talked about that. I thought you guys talked about that.
I think it's just like, I don't know. The way they describe
the questions people want to know about, and they don't ask. That's why
I gotta say, I've never been asked the size of Stewart's penis before.
Yeah, but you thought about it.
Oh yeah, every day. No, let's just say
when I look down.
It sounds like Jim Dickens is giving him Stewart a run for his money. Jim Dickens is also 4 feet taller.
Picture whatever's on Jim Dickens on Stewart, and I think you have the accurate depiction. Relative to size body ratio.
It was nice reading that when it first came out. I was like, we finally got something for the skids here, because for a while there, it was not looking good.
And the funny thing is, I also enjoy how much you all have kind of ingrained into the world of Letterkenny too. And I think that's one of the best things about, when we move down the seasons, is how much it becomes not necessarily skids versus, hockey versus, the main crew. It's Letterkenny versus the world at some point, right? I mean, that's kind of where we kind of gone. So it's always fun when you have those moments when it's, us versus everyone else. I mean, the way we open this new season is kind of that way too. So is that a fun way? Have you kind of grown the skids into everyone's part of the family?
Ty,
No, yeah. We were outsiders. We were not part of the family. We were in the basement for the first 12 seasons, even though we've done 9. And at some point, we got the invite to Modine's, and we started drinking beers with the crew at the bar. And it's it feels nice to be a part of the crew. We are certainly still the butt of the jokes most of the time, and for good reason. But it feels nice to be in with the cool kids.
Totally. In any small town, right? You get that you see the same people every day in a small town, and it's like you'll constantly have a relationship with them, whether it's good or bad. You will always see them. They will always be there. That's just the nature of living in a place with 5,000 people.
And it's sort of like the big brother thing you talk about, or little brother rather. It's, I can pick on my little brother all I want, but the second you start picking on my younger brother, then we're going to have an issue. And it's the same thing with the folks at Letterkenny. We all pick on each other all day long, but when an outsider is picking on one of our town folk, we all kind of band together there. As our last season's closer would indicate, which is one of my favorite moments of the entire series, when we go chasing after Jerks. Who's done pretty well for himself, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, this season is definitely gonna open up for people to understand who he is a little bit more, and then how things are gonna work too. So I thank you both. So much fun with the characters, and I'm very, very happy with the way they keep on expanding, whether it's drug dealers, DJs, or just sexual aficionados.
Straight Degens, yeah.
Degens in their own way, yeah. So I look forward to that, and beyond that, have a great day, and we'll talk to you for next season.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Take care.